Swamiji photo.
Shri, please. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Om. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai.
Pranama, Swamiji, Pranama.
Hari Om, Pranam Swamiji.
Carry on.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Om. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram,
Jai
Om. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, 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 Om. Shri Ram, Jai Ram.
Ishyam Divya Atma Vibhude Pradhanyada Purushreshta Nastindu Vistarasmi. Okay. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Pranam, Swamiji.
Pranam. Yes, any shlokas?
Pranam, Swamiji.
No, pranam. Where did we leave yesterday? Which chapter?
11th Swamiji. 10 completed. We are supposed to start today 11th chapter. 10 was completed.
In 10, somebody raised one point.
Question, yes. Vivekananda Sharmaji.
So in 20th sloka he says Ahamatma Gudagesha Sarva Bhudashaya Sthidaha Aham Adishya Madhyam Cha Bhudanam Antamevacha. And in 21 he starts saying Adityanam Aham Vishnu. So see, why when he is presented by, but suppose he go through 19, it becomes very clear. He says in the 19, Bhagavan Uvaja, Andate Katayishyami Divya Atma Vibhudaya Pradhanyata Purushreshta Nastyandu Vistarasyati. I will explain to you something. I shall speak to you now of my divine attributes according to their prominence. There is no end to the particulars of my manifestation. Prominence, they are there, but pradhanyam means prominence. So we don't have to break our head with all these, He is there in everybody. In the Vinobaji says, when we were taught alphabets, we are not taught straight away. The method that we employ in teaching the children have been suggested in this chapter to enable us to see the Lord everywhere. The children are taught the alphabet in two ways. One method is to teach the letters first by writing them in big size. When the children are conversant with them, they are acquainted with the letters in smaller sizes. The other method is to teach simple letters first and the complicated joined letters thereafter. In the same way, we should first learn to see God in bigger and more conspicuous things. The Lord manifests in oceans or high mountains can be grasped at once. When we come to experience His presence therein, we shall realize subsequently that He is present even in a drop of water or a speck of dust. There is no difference between the capital A and the small a. The other way is to see Him first in His simpler manifestation and then move on to His complicated manifestation. One can quickly comprehend His manifestation in a pure form. But one should first learn to discern God in a good person. Ultimately, one should be able to discern Him in an evil person too. The Lord who is in an ocean is present in a drop of water also. The Lord who is in Rama is present in Ravana too. What is present in the gross is present in the subtle. What is present in the simple is present in the complex. Our vision should be informed with this outlook while reading the book of the world. So that is why he said, vast creation is like the Lord's book. When our eyes are covered with thick veils, we think that the book is closed. Everywhere in this book, that means everywhere in this creation, the name of the Lord is written in beautiful letters. But we fail to read that. A major obstacle is that a man does not recognize the Lord in the ordinary and simple forms which are near him, and his distant and dazzling manifestations are too difficult for him. So it is not that he is not there in everybody, but he is conspicuous, easily to understand. Because sun is something we can easily understand. Later on he will say, I am the light, the splendor in the sun. Adityanam aham Vishnu Yodisham Reviram Shuman Marijir Maridamasmi Nakshatranam aham Shashi Vedanam Samavedosmi Indriyanam. Like that, he has quoted some. Up to 19 and 20 we read. Then something, everywhere he has quoted. That doesn't mean that is what is not quoted. He is not there. No, he is there everywhere. All these stanzas he has been telling Sarvasya cha aham. So, let us not get stuck with any of these things. Anything else in aham sarvasya prabhavo? 8th, you go to 8th, you will find that. Clearly he mentions. Aham sarvasya prabhavo mattas sarvam pravartate idimatva bhajante mam buddha bhava samanvita. Alva? Buddha. He clearly says, I am the origin of all. From me everything evolves. Thus thinking, the wise worship me with a loving consciousness. So what else we need? This stands of hormone 9. These also we can put it in the origin. അഹം സർവസ്യ പ്രഭവോ, ഞാൻ എല്ലാറ്റിൻ്റെയും ഉറവിടമായ പരമാത്മാവാണ്. I am the origin of all. Everywhere he keeps on telling, and he has quoted some which we can easily understand, that's all. 10:8 put 10:8. Anything else?
Clear, Swami.
39 also comes, 39. Yachavi sarvabhutanam bijam tadaham arjuna. Na tadasti vina yasya anmaya bhudam charajaram. Ilya?
ஆமாம் சார், அதே தெரியுங்க.
Mansaja?
மன்னிச்சா சாமி.
See, if you go to 39, it will be very clear. This 8 and 39. 8 as well as 39, same idea. And whatsoever is the seed of all beings, that also. There is no being, whether moving or unmoving, that can exist without me. So 39 and 8. This we have to keep on praying to him, no? You are giving us all this information, but why don't you give us a taste of your presence? So we have to devise our own method for this. In Gita, the assurances is there, but we have to do something by ourselves to know the meaning.
Previously, I had not been reading regularly. I put a regular answer on the confusion.
Then anything else?
Okay, wait.
And then in 40 also he says, there is no end to my divine powers. Nandosti mavadivyanam vibhudinam parantam. Yesha tadeshata prokto vibhude. There is no end to my divine powers. But this is a brief statement by me of the particulars of my divine powers or attributes. Brief description. And finally in 41 he says, whatever being there is great, prosperous, powerful, you know that to be produced from a part of my splendor. Adum oru part. Yadyat vibhudimat sattvam. Shrimad urjitamevacha. Tatta devavagacha. Tvam mama tejo amsha sambhavam. My amsha, a part of my splendor. Whatever being there is great, prosperous, powerful. Yesterday we were reading Papa's words, about Gandhiji. Wherever there you look at splendor, it is me. Wherever you find vibhudi endowed with a tremendous power of manifestation, pure energy power, good fortune, urjitameva, tremendous energy. Wherever you find any such manifestation uplifting humanity by doing great work, great thinking, please know that a portion of my glory is present there. Don't think that I am far away from you. When the concept of God is an item among items outside this universe, which is called monotheism, this can never come under that theology. This uplifting, this reality is infinite, universal, present in everyone. In some with great force, in some in a lesser way. An Indian sees in Jesus the wonderful life, holy, pure, uplifting humanity. He or she sees the manifestation of the divine. Immediately he or she will go down there. So also anybody else. For example, we respect Lincoln, Abraham Lincoln. He did wonderful work against Negro slavery. We see a touch of the divine in that kind of action. So this applies all over the world. We have been educated to respect greatness, which uplifts humanity wherever it happens, because this teaching is there. Mama Tejo. Mama Tejosm Amsham. Mama Tejo Amsha Sambhavam. It is an aspect of my divine energy manifesting there. This is the importance of both these concepts, reality and the idea of money. On this subject, somebody asked this question to Sri Ramakrishna. Somebody was not an ordinary person, he was Pandit Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar. He asked this question: Sir, is there any particular partiality in the divine that he manifests more in one and less in? He said, yes. In this universe, there is the manifestation, but there is also the difference in the quantum of manifestation. In some it is more, in some it is less. Then came the question, is God partial then? Immediately he said, what do you mean by partial? Why do I come to see you? I see a greater manifestation in you than in others. And therefore I come to see you. Many others also come and honor you. Have you developed two horns for us to come and see you? He asked this question in Bengali.
Oh, very interesting, sorry, very interesting.
Have you developed two horns so that people come and see you? You have got a high character. Your intellect is clear. Your heart is full of compassion. So the divine energy is manifested more in you than in others. So we come to see you. That is a fact of experience. There is no question of partiality or any such thing. It's up to you to manifest more.
Yes.
Just like what
Quantum somebody is less and quantum somebody is more, like that.
God is equal in everybody, but it is manifested more in somebody.
And right. Depending upon the intention that he has, right?
So behind differences in the manifestation are grades of manifestation.
No.
That is why the world is the world. This universe is essentially divine, Ishavashyam. Our eyes cannot reveal this truth. But when the mind is pure, it is able to penetrate deep and discover one behind the many in yourself. And then you look out, you find the same one manifested as this universe. This is the hint that is sung in Kathopanishad in one of the beautiful verses. When I saw these beautiful events taking place, unifying the living and the non-living, I understood the meaning of the utterance of my great ancestors in the Vedas on the banks of the Ganges, when they proclaimed this truth. He who sees the one in the many, to him belongs eternal peace, eternal happiness, and to none else, and to no one else. So that is, he clears it. Then and there he clears it. So this 39, 40, 41, 42, all these things are. And then 42, he gives a, really, he makes us to think. Athava bahunaitena kim nyatena tavarjuna Yashtabhyaham idam krishnam Ekamshena stitu. What is the use of knowing all these things? You should know that only a part of it is manifested. He explains in so many stanzas from 21 to 38, no? 21 to 38, 17, 18 slogas, he keeps on saying, I am this, I am that, I am this, I am that. And in 42 he says, Athava, whatever you know, all this diversity, I am supporting this entire universe by a portion of myself.
Small bit.
He is there. What is the use of further elaboration, Arjuna? I sustain this whole universe is a small portion of myself. Idam Krishna, the universe I sustain. How? From a small portion, ega amsham. That is the natural nature of this manifestation. You find the same utterance by the sages of the Rig Veda in Purusha Sukta. A quarter of the reality is manifested as the universe. The rest is all beyond manifestation and is immortal. The universe is a product of a bit of that. Divine energy manifesting as this multiplicity. The same Purusha Sukta says, this is his glory I have seen in the universe. The real self is beyond this manifestation. So there is one common feature between modern science and Vedanta, that is the unity behind the diversity. Every science also accepts that eventually all this diversity will go back to that unity. Krishna said, this is my Maya. Those who come and take refuge in me, they will overcome this Maya, which produces this notion of separateness. The 10th chapter is also a very, very important one. We cannot overlook that. Especially 8 to 39 talks about our own origin, about his all-pervading attitude, and then let us not feel that he is only this. In order to clear that, he said, it is only an amsham, a part of it. And because you should not stop there. Suppose Adityanamaham, suppose we stop, we are missing it. It is only helping us. So that is how the 10th chapter. Anybody has got any other from up to the 10th, any sloka?
Chapter number 10.
Yeah. I downloaded it last year.
10th, everybody should read. Some more doubts may come. So far we have been seeing only in the good and noble things, Suppose, but you go to 36, what does it say? Jutam Chalayatam Asmi.
Tejas,
I am the
Tejasvi
gambling of the fraudulent. I am the gambling of the fraudulent. I am victory, I am effort, okay. So that also he brings it. It is interesting. That kind of way of gambling, you have in Mahabharata cheating in gambling done by Shakuni. And so I am the gambling of the gambler, the deceitfulness of the gambler. Many people, especially those who are of the monotheistic attitude, cannot appreciate this thing. Their God is separate from this universe. But in India, God is not separate from the universe. We remember Mataji openly telling Papa, she was closely watching if he becomes angry. If he doesn't become angry, Mataji would not have given 100 by 100 to Papa. Then she said, I wanted to check up. Then only I know that you are also that. Anger is also in you. And now coming back to this particular chapter, it is not that, in the Laukika sense, in the mundane sense, we say gambling is done by. But we should know that but for Shakuni, this Bhagavad Gita, we would not have got it. Because Duryodhana was about to give 5 houses, they finally zeroed to 5 houses, 5 villages, all those things, 5 houses. And Duryodhana was about to settle. Shakuni called him and said, don't give anything. Because God willed through Shaguni that the song Celestial should be given out forever to the humanity. Bhagavad Gita has to remain. If Bhagavad Gita has to come, there should be Kurukshetra war. So that is why he employed Shaguni to do the gambling there. And he manipulated in such a way that he saw to it that Pandavas fail. If we look at it from Shaguni's level, our level, we will name them as a negative person. Think about it. So even whenever we name anything bad, it is not bad by itself. God wills it. Ultimately, we will come to know. Even today, people may not be able to realize Shaguni as a good character, a blessed character. Mandara as a good character in. If Mandara was not there, whole Ramayana would not have come, So behind the so-called roles, negative roles given to various actors, this would not have come. That is why Prabhupada's quotation, behold divinity in every aspect of this world Leela. Verily, he is at play in all beings and creatures. So before rushing up with our judgment on an event or a situation or a person or an object, as spiritual aspirants or bhaktas, we should caution ourselves. No, there must be something I cannot understand, but there must be something behind this particular behavior of that person. Apparently, we can say he has cheated us, he has exploited us. So many things, he has caused us so much harm to us. So many things he can say. Okay, that is all okay. But deep within us, we should know there must be a purpose. And that purpose we will realize it later. So Bhagavad Gita should be understood in its comprehensive spirituality. That please mark this word, comprehensive spirituality. It envelops everything. Is that clear?
Yes, Swamiji.
Anything else?
Have any questions you can ask?
I need to read book first.
At every step we shall come across the joint letters, we shall come across crooked and evil forms every now and then. In the end we must learn to see God in them too. God in Rama is readily acceptable, but we must also comprehend divinity in Ravana too. God in Prahlada is readily available, but we must be comprehend in Hiranyakashipu. Namo Namas. Pataye Namo Namo Urbe. Namo Namo Prabhupada, Namo Oshadibhyaha. Salutation to the robber, the chieftain, the salutation to the cruel, the violent, the robber, the cruel, the swindlers, all are Brahman salutations. The Veda says, he quotes, Vinobaji quotes, Namo Namah.
नमो नमस्ते नानां पदे नमो नमः कुञ्जिष्टेभ्यो निषादेभ्यश्चो
Namo Namah.
இது நமகத்துல சொல்றான் இவன் கள்ளன் ஸ்பெயினின்னு அன்னக்கா கள்ளன்.
So he says, salutation, we are Namo Namah. எதிரி இருக்கும் எதுல
இதுல ருத்ரம் நமகம் சமகம் நமகத்துல
சமகமா
ருத்ரம்
ருத்ரம் Please wait. One more interesting aspect. Rudram alva. Namo namaste. Namo namaste. Stenanam. എങ്കിരിക്കുന്നത് രുദ്രം ഫ്രം രുദ്രം നാമകം അല്ലവാ സുന്ദർ you please locate this. രുദ്രം നമകം നാമ നമോ നമോ അതിലെ ബ്യൂട്ടിഫുൾ ലിറിക്സ് ഡൗൺലോഡ് பண்ணுமோ free PDF because he says that Namo namaste nanam pataye namo namah. English meaning manam. So here in this, Vinobaji says, God in Prahlada is readily acceptable, but we must also comprehend divinity in Hiranyakashipu. Hiranyakashipu, the demon king, was the father of Prahlada, a devotee of Lord Vishnu. He tried to kill his own son for worshipping his archenemy, but failed in every attempt. Lord Vishnu finally killed him, assuming the form of Narasimha. But we must be able to see him also. The Veda has said, Namo namaste nanam pataye namo namah. Nama pradisvi namo oshadivyaha namo vaja. So salutation to the robber chieftain, salutation to the cruel, salutation to the violent, the robbers, the cruel, the swindlers, all are Brahman. Salutations. What does it mean? This means that after mastering the small letters, we should master the capital letters. After mastering the simple, we should master the complex. God in him is not in a pure form. There is a mixture. But we must discern him there also. Beautiful. Chalder about Aripome. He says, Vinobaji says, suppose we mix sand and sugar, and will come and take only the sugar. Similarly, in a person, both are there. We have to see. We only see the sandy part. We don't see the sugar part. So Rama's devotee, you check up. So there is a mixture. We must discern. That is why Tulsidas has called Ravana Rama's devotee in opposition. Ravana too is a devotee. Rama and Ravana are manifestations of one and the only God, although appearances differ. Gross and subtle, simple and complex, small letters and capital letters. Learn everything and realize in the end that there is no place where the Lord is not present. He is present in every atom. He pervades the whole universe. The Lord who cares equally for all, who is full of knowledge and wisdom, love, compassion, power, beauty and holiness, is everywhere, all around us. It is a new line of thinking, So this 10th chapter gives us all these. We are only in 36. He says Dyutam. So many are there. He did not elaborate. Probably we don't want to hear. That's all. Dando Damidasmi. That is also he says, Dando Damidasmi. and the Danda. 38. Of punishers, I am this scepter. Among those forces that discipline men and women in the public life, I am the Danda. The principle of punishment. Danda means stick. You hold a stick, you don't punish actually. The stick is there. That itself makes for orderliness in society. So this is the concept of political authority through law enforcing force. It's like the mace in the British. That mace is the authority of the parliament. It does not actually break the head of anybody. But in the very principle of authority, makes for even goals of life whenever things go wrong. So only the stick is there. Because of that, people go in the right way. Yatho dharma tato jaya. Where there is dharma, there is victory. So the disciple put the question second time, third time. And he said, I have been asking 3 times and you have not replied at all. Why is it so? The teacher said, I have been answering your question all the time. You couldn't understand it. The Atman is silence, quietness. Shantoyam Atma. That is a great idea. Whenever you express a thing, you just bring it within the fold of thought and speech. You restrict reality. So you cannot really express reality which is beyond speech, beyond thought, beyond ideation. It is pure. It is pure. That is the language used in the Upanishads, and yet we do need language for communication. Yato vacho nivartande aprapya manasasaha. This is the beautiful expression of the Taittiriya Upanishad. That reality from which speech and thought recoil, not being able to comprehend it. That is why at higher levels of mental development, speech becomes less and less, intellectual expression becomes less and less, more of experience is emphasized there. In the beginning of life, you can use plenty of language. We can be chattering all the time. But the more you approach the highest reality, your speech becomes less and less. Your argumentation becomes less and less. It is your pure experience that is absolute silence. All these things are there in 38. Dando damayatam Nitirasmi jigishitam maunam chaivasmi guhyanam jnanam jnanavatamaham. So when we read from 22nd to 21st to 37, the mind may think, oh, why he has specifically shown something and the rest of the things he has written. No. Rest of the chapter also, when we go, it becomes very, very clear to all of us. So before we rush up with our condemnation or whatever, criticism on anybody else, we have to now put a stop. Because he is there, there must be some reason. I have to react. At the ground level, whatever is there, I have to react, no doubt. But deep within me, I should know. At the spiritual level, I should know that there is a purpose for that. So that means, I act, but detached. I am not bound by it. There is a purpose behind that particular way of behavior of that particular person. So you react. Both are at a lesser, different level. But at the spiritual level, we know it is spirit and spirit only, he and he only. Very difficult for all of us to assimilate and make it a reality. But we must try. This is what he wants us when he makes us to go through the 10th chapter. It is a very important chapter because it talks about the origin and the all-pervading nature of God. We also repeat, indwelling and all-pervading. How many times we repeat? Sarvasya Chaham. So many times we have, but we haven't applied our mind. It includes everything. There is no separateness. There is no otherness. Absence of otherness. Anything else? Prasad.
नमो नमः
तेनानां पतये नमो नमः. निषोदेभ्य अल्वा निषादेभ्यो ब्रह्मदाशा ब्रह्मदासा ब्रह्मैव something is quoted, no? We can't understand this, but meaning is given. नमो नमस्तेनानां पतये नमो नमः. स्तेनानां Steve அவனுக்கு அந்த ரோல் கொடுத்துருக்காரு. அப்படிதான் எடுத்துக்கணும். Salutation to the robber, chieftain. Salutations to the cruel and the violent. Nishadebhya. Yeah. We will try to find, it is very important in Veda, we will try to find out where exactly it is. You can also try. Sharma, you can also try. Where from it is coming?
I don't know.
Namo namastenanam pataye namo nama. எங்கே இருக்கா பாருங்க. அதிலே அந்த meaning he has given. Salutations, the robber, the cruel, the swindler, all are Brahman. Salutations to them all. So that before we rush up with our judgment, no, we have to react. Don't think that we cannot react. We should react. But even while reacting, this will be there. Just like the actor, when he plays the role of a villain, he knows basically he is not a villain. For that particular part, he has taken the role of a villain and he gets the thrashing from the hero. That is okay. But basically, he knows that he is not a villain. Similarly, though outwardly we may be reacting at that level, internally we will be seeing the Papa's word, that quotation.
Yes.
Behold divinity in every aspect of this world, Leela.
No.
Verily, he is at play in all beings and creatures.
No.
And this 36, he has also said something, we have to think about it. Jayosmi. I am behind the success of the person who succeeds in every attempt. So we remember that incident of Ram, when he played the tennis, and when it was a tough fight, and finally he won, and everybody gave him a standing ovation, applause. But when his mother rushed up, "Are you not happy?" He said, "The other person also has played well. In a match, only one will win. This time he won. So what is there to make a fuss?
Right, sir. Right, sir. Very good.
It's a beautiful thing. At that time, we did not understand. We appreciated that boy, that's all. But now when we go through this 10th chapter, we understand this. So when we are grounded in this, then we will not be carried away by success or failure, positive or negative, though we may be reacting at that level. This is a very important point in our life.
நல்லா புரியாது சாமி, நல்லா புரியாது. என்ன புரியும்?
Sarganam Adirandascha Madhyam Chaivagham Arjuna Adhyatma Vidya Vidyanam Vada Pravatatamaham. That is also beautiful. 32. Of manifestation, I am the beginning, the middle, and the end. Of all types of knowledge, I am the knowledge of the self. And Vada among disputations. Sargana of the projection, maintenance, dissolution of the universe. Sarga means creation. But Vedanta does not accept creation in the sense of something coming out of nothing. From Brahman, the world comes out. So we call it projection. That is the English word for Srishti in Sanskrit. Not creation. Of this projected universe, Adi, Anta, Madhya, beginning and middle. And I am the beginning, the middle, the end of this whole projected universe. Then Vidyanam, among the sciences, Adhyatma Vidya, I am the Adhyatma Vidya. This is another wonderful statement. There are many sciences. Vidya means science. It means knowledge. And in English, science means knowledge and nothing else. Precise knowledge, which we can verify and communicate, is called science. So Vidya, knowledge of science, all mean the same. We speak all of them as Vidyas. Among the Vidyas, there are many. Rasayana Vidya, or chemistry, Bodha Vidya, or physics, or beyond these, Adhyatma Vidya, science of spirituality. Among all the sciences, this is the preeminent science according to Vedanta. The science of human being in depth, the science of human possibilities, the science of sciences. What is the use of knowing all about things? You don't know anything about yourself if you don't know anything about yourself. That is the idea. So among all the sciences, I am Adhyatma Vidya. If you translate it merely as religion, then it will rather look ridiculous. Among all the sciences, religion is the supreme. That does not carry any conviction. Because religion, of the word Swami Vivekananda said, have become lifeless mockeries. But when you speak of Adhyatma Vidya, you recognize a profound dimension in this human being, which creates all these physical sciences. Adhyatma Vidya. Behind the body, behind the senses, behind the mind, we discover the infinite Atman, ever pure, ever free, infinite in dimension. Tattvamasi, Tattvamasi, you are that is the message of the Chandogya Upanishad. Everything is going in the direction. The dilemma of men and women today is that one who created a highly technical civilization has become a creature of the civilization, suffering from that civilization. What a poor state of humanity. Is there nothing else in men and women to make them the master of the whole show?
സുന്ദര ഇതിന്റെ മൂന്നാമത്തെ പഞ്ചായത്തിക്ക് മീനിങ് ഉണ്ടോ? നമ്മ കകുപായ ശങ്കിനെ സ്ഥേന നമ്പത് ഏലം 3:2 and 3:3.
So this 32 is also very, very important. Vibhuti Yogam, now we understand, it touches the basic origin of our and the world life.
ಈಗ 1.6 ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಾನೆ, ಒಂದು 1.6 ಇವರ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಾನೆ, 1.5 ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಾನೆ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಇರ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಇದರಿಂದ ಲಿವಿಂಗ್ ಟಿಲ್ 1. After you stop, you search it after. Yes, better. The laptop will write the same.
മൂന്നാമത്തെ പഞ്ചാബി വ്യക്തിയുടെ മീനിങ് ഉണ്ട്. വ്യാധിന ആ വ്യാധിനീനാമ്പതയേനമോ നമക്കഗുപായ നിഷങ്കിണേ സ്തേനാനാമ്പതയേനമോ നമോ നിഷങ്കിണേ തസ്കരാനാമ്പതയേനമോ
തസ്കരാണാം പതയേ നമോ നമഃ. ഓഹോ. So it is all there.
നമോ വഞ്ചതേ പരിവഞ്ചതേ നമോ നിജേ. ഇത് രുദ്രം തന്നെ.
രുദ്രത്തോട് അർത്ഥത്തെ കണ്ടുപിടിച്ചാണ് വാശിக்கிறோம். Tomorrow we will be able to do it. No? Day after tomorrow will not be there. Tomorrow we will do it. Tomorrow we will take up that. It's an elaborate one in Rudram. We will try. If we can get the English translation, we have to understand this. At least intellectually we have to understand, because that will put a break in forming negative concepts about anybody and anything, and we may be able to understand Papa's words, behold divinity in every aspect of this world, Leela. No? That is very important. When we started this Gita study, that is the first sloka that Papa made us to think about it. Okay, I'm prompting you to take up Gita study, but the basis should be this, that behold divinity in every aspect of this world, Leela. Every aspect.
ആസീനേഭ്യശ്ച ശയാനേഭ്യശ്ച നമഃ. തിഷ്ടഭ്യോ ധാവഭ്യാന്ന് ഓടപ്പെട്ടു.
All pairs opposites.
തിഷ്ടഭ്യാന്ന് നിൽക്കപ്പെട്ടവൻ, ധാവഭ്യാന്ന് ഓടപ്പെട്ടവൻ. Then സഭാഭ്യ സഭാപതിഭ്യശ്ച. For the Sabha and the Sabhabati, both the audience and the
Actor, that you are covered. Oh.
Ashwebhyo Ashwabadibhya. Smagala Namaskaram.
Rudram.
Rudra Moona.
We will try to find out.
Ganebhyo Garabadibhya. Virupebhyo Vishwarupebhya.
Vinobaji Cholradana, you authority unde. Especially the 10th, in the 10th he brings it out beautifully. Very difficult for all of us to accept this. Very difficult. Somebody was telling we should think what is Sanatana Dharma. Sanatana Dharma is, according to us, it tries to identify the divinity in everybody. That is Sanatana Dharma. Then only we will be able to practice this Samatvam Yoga Muchyate. Samatvam Yoga Muchyate, we have to accept. How will we be able to do it? Equanimity at all levels, unless we see his finger behind everything. It is very difficult for us, because right from young age, there are fixed notions, sankalpas in our mind about good actions, bad actions, desirable, undesirable, favorable, not favorable, deplorable, noble. So it is very difficult for us to accept it. But we should accept, because that is the truth. A stage has come in our life when God is bringing this truth before us. So, I think they were able to locate. It is in Rudram. Third? Panjadi. Third Panjadi, it is there. We will try to find out the English translation. So that we, so that, we can play that. We may not know it, but we can play. Actually, now only we understand the importance of Rudram. Normally we say nice to hear, Rudram Jamagam. Nowadays it is available in the YouTube. But now God is prompting us through Vinobaji's words. It contains the all-pervading nature of their Lord. We will do some research, and tomorrow when we meet, probably we may be able to bring it out. It's good for our sadhana, whether everybody can take it or not. It is good for our sadhana. Because there should be authority, We should know that because we have not reached that stage where we can say, yes, this. So we need the Shastra, the authentication from Shastras. And in Bhagavad Gita also he says that in some chapter, we must get the chapa from Shastras. Otherwise it may be the play of the mind also. And mind can interpret it in any way it wants. Anything else? Tomorrow we will move to the 11th.
Hari Om, Pranam Swamiji.
Pranam, tell me.
Swamiji, you are reading from Vinobaji's talks on the Gita.
Yeah.
Do you need something in English? Because I have the English version.
You go to the 10th chapter. 10th chapter you must read. It's very nice. Because Vinobaji's interpretation of talks on Gita, it gives us some, how these values can be applied in daily life. It is not a tall talk. He makes us to understand through daily life experience. That is why, he says small letters, joint letters, single letters. First we say, yea. We take the hand of the child and make him to write, yea, 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 yea. Then we give him the small letters. Then the joint letters. Similarly, God, for a spiritual aspirant or a bhakta, God is introduced to us in big letters, like where he is conspicuous. Then later on, he is taking us. Because just now we read particular word, God is everywhere in the universe. As code universe, as mountains, in everything is there. But we also know the vast creation is like the last book. In the 10th, when you go to Vinobaji's book, you will understand. When our eyes are covered with thick veils, we think that the book is closed. That means God is not there. Everywhere in this book, the name of the Lord is written in beautiful letters. Vast creation is like the Lord's book. And everywhere in this creation, in the name of the Lord is written in beautiful letters. But we fail to read it. Like that, he puts it in an understandable way. Just like yesterday we read, Ranganathan Swamiji. In snake also we should see, but that doesn't mean that we should go and approach the snake, no. Snake has God has given snake its own svabhava. And you have been given a svabhava. So let the svabhava act, svabhava will react at its own level. But there is snake. The snake also it is there. In the Vyagram also it is there. In the 10th chapter he brings it out, I think he brings out the Vyagram also. Yeah. Maharshinam Gurunam Ashwata Garvasham Uchchaisravam Airavadam Vijendranam Narananam Aidanam Aham Vajram Anandashram Naganam Varino Yadasama Pitranam Prahaladasham Daityanam Mriganam Cha Mrigendra. It is there. Mrigangalil which is Nimbho. Vainadeyasya Pakshinam. പക്ഷികളിൽ ഗരുഡനും ശുദ്ധീകരിക്കുന്നവരിൽ ഞാൻ കാറ്റാകുന്നു പവന പവതാമസ്മി. So everywhere it is there, but Vinobaji's explanation will give us more and more clarity. Seeing God in the evil too, finally he will say. First he will say, you see in the peacock, you see in the animals, One by one he will take it up. In the snake, in the winds, in human form, an easy one to see Lord. So that is how this 10th chapter, contemplation of God's manifestation. This is a very, very important thing. We cannot simply pass through that. So kindly go, those who have got Vinobajis, kindly go through it again and again and again. You will get more and more clarity about this 10th chapter. Hari Om. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Ram. Sujata, were you able to find out?
Yes, Swamiji.
Beautiful.
I have been listening to you for the last sessions, but I didn't know which book. And so I even asked the question, and then I just remembered that I have the book.
Kindly go through it on everything.
Yes.
Now 10.
Swami Sujata's mother is from Varga, Swamiji. Sujata's mother is from Varga. Vinobaji is this place.
Very. Hari Om.
Pranama Swami.